Hey friends, it's Kelly. Grab your coffee and your digital pen. We're setting up November in my Makselife Digital Weekly Planner. All right, I'm starting out with a little bit of decor that I grabbed, these pretty pastel pumpkins, and I'm just going to put those over to the side because I want to use them for my color palette. If you guys hear my dog snoring next to me, just know he is super cute right now. So I'm just zooming in and I'm using my pen tool. I'm going to use the dropper to grab a color out of one of the images. I've done this a couple of times already and grabbed a few colors that I want to use for my palette today. And it's time to just get started putting in my appointments and various important reminders into the calendar. My dogs need their heart guard on the first of every month. Even though it's not an appointment, it is important, so I keep it on my monthly calendar. And I am just highlighting daylight savings time here. It's another big thing I do not want to forget. So I am using a text default that I previously set up in my moving Makselife into Noteful video. Um, it's set up and sized for the monthly calendar. It's usually a gray color, but I am changing to one of the oranges I pulled out of one of those pumpkin images. And I'm just duplicating that a few times because this is a standing monthly item for the month of November, and I need to do that several times. This is a simple mystery writing course run by Jane Calmez that I am taking. All the modules open on Monday, and it has a Zoom call every Friday, so I need to get that in the calendar. Now, I have a few appointments that I need to mark down. I'm going to use that monthly text default again, and I'm going to pick one of the green colors that I pulled out of the pumpkin images this time. To note my dentist appointment here on Tuesday. And I'm just going to duplicate that so that I keep all the settings to put in my dog's vet appointment that he has on Thursday. My dog is about 13 years old and he has osteoarthritis in his hips, and we've gotten to a point where his painkillers don't work so great for him anymore. So last month we started him on a Librela injection, and we are getting ready to get his second injection. So let me know down in the comments if you have had a dog take this medication and if it's been helpful for you. I was a little worried about it at first because of some incidents that some other dogs had with it, but so far he's doing really well. And I'm just going to note that I am working from home that day because of all the time it would take for me to drive back and forth between the office and the vet and my house, so easier to just work from home. So I'm duplicating that again to put in a couple of massage appointments that I have this month. And it is my best friend's birthday coming up this month, and so I am going to make a kind of homemade label for this. I do use the Makselife labels a lot, but this is a kind of quick way to do it, kind of in cheat mode, if you will. Or you can use text with a background color to make a label flag for your calendar. And I'm going to do that one more time, picking one of the green colors to make a payday flag to denote my paydays this month. It's a little bit hard to see, so we'll zoom in there. Just a little dollar sign with a green background is all it takes, so I'll just duplicate that to make my second one. Now I have a few other things going on this Friday, so I'm just going to duplicate something I already have and rewrite that to note that I have a doctor's appointment on Friday, and also that my other dog Finn needs his prescription picked up on Friday. Now I'm just noting a couple of other things in here that are just quick reminders for me at a glance. They'll have more detail on my weekly view. These are for medications and things that I just want to make sure that I get on the calendar because I don't take them every day and I will otherwise forget. I've started adding to my calendar the days that I need to call the pharmacy to order my prescription refills, as well as the day I need to pick them up because it seems that more and more often they need to order the medication and they don't have it in stock. And so I get there to pick it up and they don't have it. So I've just started calling them a couple days beforehand to give them a little time to get that in. And one thing I'm so excited about this month is I'm going with a group of friends and coworkers to see the Dallas Cowboys play the Philadelphia Eagles in Arlington. It's the week before Thanksgiving. We've had this plan for a little while, so I'm excited that it's finally here. So I'm just making a label for that. And there is a lot going on this week, so I need to put in that I have PTO. I went ahead and took off Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of the Thanksgiving week, and we are already off on Thursday and Friday for the holiday. So I just want to get that marked on the calendar. Just using a highlight there, and I'm using the red one for the work and learning area, but it's not jiving well with the palette, so I may change that later. So I'm going to go ahead and change this to a color that matches green and sort of matches with the Philadelphia Eagles color there, so we'll use that. And now I'm just using highlighter again because I want to put in the actual travel time. So we'll be leaving on Saturday and returning on Monday. And we just need to move some things around a little bit to make sure that everything fits. I'm going to go ahead and change the colors to match the rest of my palette. There, I think that looks a lot better. And now I can't quite see the words as well as I could, so I'm thinking I will go ahead and make some adjustments to the text. Now I get to do the fun part and add in some decor. So I'm just going to move these pumpkins around, put them where I think they're cute. I'm not going to do a ton of decor on this spread, but I do love the fall and I do love pumpkins. So I'm going to stick these on Thanksgiving Day. And they're a little bit transparent, so I'm going to move that highlight just a little bit so it's not running behind it. And I'm going to just use my pen here and add in a little bit of extra information about that doctor's appointment. I'm not seeing my usual doctor because he is going to be out on medical leave. So I am seeing his nurse practitioner. So I'm just going to note that there so I remember that when it's time for me to check in. And I think I'm going to try to make my own washi strip to cover basically the first full week that is October. So I'm just grabbing the shape tool and finding a color that I want to use. And I am just making copies of these pumpkins and I'm going to see if I can come up with a pattern. So let's see how this turns out. I don't know how well this is going to work, but I'm going for something kind of like a wallpaper look. So I just keep duplicating these and I'm gonna put that square behind it. And I'm just cropping the ends so it kind of looks like they are printing off off the piece of washi. So just keep adjusting and cropping that until it looks how I want it to look. Just make a few little adjustments. And that is pretty cute, but I think it can use a little bit more. So I'm going to grab this pumpkin and pop it in a few places here just to add a little something to it. And I don't want that tape to run across the seam, so I'm just making that two different rectangles. You can use the arrange tool to move things forward and backwards. Just a little extra cropping on the ends there. And it's cute. I don't think there is quite enough contrast though, so I'm going to change the color of the tape, the rectangle. That looks a little bit better, and I'm going to use the same to just make myself a kind of notes sticker just to balance the page out a little. I'm going to turn down the opacity on that so I can still see the lines. Thanks for planning with me. Remember, it doesn't have to be perfect, just yours. Until next time, keep your coffee warm and your plans flexible.